Hey, I'm Arthur. We're at the BPI Sports headquarters. I'm here with the champ, Kamal. He came back in town. Since we're going to the Arnold next week, we decided we're going to talk about the open class and the classic physique. No one else better to talk about it with than an Arnold champion himself.
Hey Arthur, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here at the headquarters. Always I am. This is the place which makes me happy. BPI always looked after me, not as an athlete as well. I'm as a business partner, which is on the distributor back home in Olympia. Like what you said, we are at the Arnold. It's coming. It's going to be really good fun. Since that we haven't done the Arnold, haven't been there for like more than 3 years. Hopefully getting back to normal. Let's see what's going to happen.
All right, so you want to start off first with the open class? You want to talk about who your top 5 is?
We've seen a very good names, to be honest. This Arnold, I'm really happy to have all these names to see. All these names like coming back and to compete at the Arnold. Not just for the Olympia, like to see everybody at the Olympia. It's good to see, like, at least to give a chance. There's a lot of crowd and a lot of fans. They cannot make it at the Olympia. At least they can make it at the Arnold Classic or other shows, which is that's very good. And lately, that's what I've been seeing from the federation, the NPC, and they needed to get that back again. You know, with the tours around and everything, to give everywhere, all over the world, they will have a chance to see their champions, their athletes, which is going around, which is great. I mean, we had a really bad year, 2 years. When we see the names, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah,
a really good one.
You got 3 Arnold Classic champions returning. You got Bonac, Curry, and Cedric, who are all Arnold Classic champions themselves, and one of Mr. Olympia. So you have those 3 guys already at the front of it. And based off what you're seeing on Instagram, I mean, everyone's looking insane. You got a bunch of young guys. You know, they've been making their name for themselves. They're the next wave. You got all the guys who were in that previous generation retiring, like Phil. Phil's retiring. You've had Dexter retiring. So now you have all these young guys. Like you said, you know, every show now is so good because you have so many new names coming up. So many guys. You have at least 3 or 4 people a show that you can be like, oh, this is going to be a great show. This is going to be a great competition. And I mean, the Arnold. I mean, you got 6 or 7 guys here who all are either going to be future champions or front runners, top 3s in the Olympia.
We're going to be seeing like some old names there, which is they've been around for a while, and they have, especially like you got like Brandon, so the Olympia champ. That's good from him to come back because I've seen him. I've seen his Instagram. He said he's going to repeat. He's doing this Arnold. He's going to win the Arnold. And then he's going to win the Olympia like what he did 2019. So we'll see, but he's given that hard work on it. He's definitely looking better. He's going to be, for me, number 1. Unless if something really comes up for the youngsters, which is you always, in every show, somebody jumps up and makes a big surprise. And now we've seen all these names. It could be one of them. So the good things with the Arnold, with the Olympia, with most of the shows, so even if you have a big name, the judges, they're not looking at your name, they're looking at the physiques, which is that's what makes the NPC, the judges, they are really special and really like known for this. So when you look good, you're gonna have your results. That's why all these guys here, they're gonna make sure to bring their best to make it. So, but when we see by the names and what we've been seeing lately, for the last at least 3 years, yes, I think I'll say Brandon, he's at the top, and then you've got like William Bonac as well. He's there as well. If William, and we've seen like William the last few years as well. I know it's a pandemic, I know it's problems, I know it's this, but it's not. We've seen him better. We've seen him like definitely pro a lot better package. And when he won the Arnold, he looked very dangerous, and he actually placed the Olympia. So if he brings it all in, I wouldn't say Brandon. So it's gonna be, you have to bring your best that day. And then that's gonna be, but it's gonna be fun. And then we're gonna be seeing Pratt, this in UK, is coming up really fast.
Yeah.
He's got a great physique, so I think he's gonna be in the mix. We got Cedric. I mean, we've been Cedric. I mean, Cedric, he has the tools. He could have won the Olympia.
Yeah.
Easily. But I don't know. Lately, he's not bringing his best. But I wish him all the best because he's one of the nicest physiques that we always looked into. And to have him there and the lineup, that's really, really good. And then, as we know, Steve Koklu as well. He's one of the guys. His name is always there. He always brings his best. Again, he has to bring his best. I think this is the top 5 or top 4 for me. And then we got the kid from UK, Samson. He's coming up. So like what you said, there is 4 or 5 names here. They gotta come up, and they're gonna be something good. But like what we said, it's Brandon, William, and Pratt. This is for me, I think, the top 3, and the rest, whatever is gonna come up. We'll see what the surprise is gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, I agree 100% with Brandon. I mean, how you gonna go against a Mr. Olympia champion? He's taken second the last 2 years to Rami. So I mean, to count him out or not say he's top 2 is obviously.
No, you never know. Like what I said.
Yeah.
Okay, he's Mr. Olympia, yes. He is the Arnold Classic champ, yes. But he has to bring his best to keep this title or to win this title.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I mean, Instagram's always, the worst thing to go off of, but a couple of the pictures he's posted, he's brought his legs up a lot. I mean, if you see his width, especially on his sweep, is big, and that's been a knock on him, is that his legs don't match his upper body. So it's going to be interesting just to see if he's really brought up his weaknesses. Bonac, you're right, the pandemic has hindered him. I think last year he was on quarantine for like 2 weeks right before the Olympia. So that was obviously why his physique didn't look as great, because he couldn't train for 2 weeks,
Of course, yeah. I mean, 2 days could be.
Yeah, I mean, 2 days are terrible. Imagine 14 days doing nothing, that close to a show, the biggest show. And then now he's working with Chad. So that could be a huge game changer on top of it. He could, Chad does amazing things with everyone he works with. So that could be a huge thing, putting him up there right next to Brandon. And to me, like I agree with you, Brett is insane. I mean, everything you see from this guy, he has a beautiful physique. He's big, and with Matt, every one of his guys always comes in shape. So he's gonna be there. He's gonna be peaked, conditioned, and ready to go. Samson looks amazing. Samson and Regan are both working with Milos.
Oh yeah,
and they're both looking their absolute best with him. So it's gonna be amazing to see those 2 guys who are starting to come up through the ranks. They've won their pro shows now. They both won a pro show. Now they're coming up, making names for themselves. Both, young, got a lot of time ahead for them. And then, Steve probably gonna be the biggest guy on stage. It's always the biggest guy on stage, unless you have Rami. But I think that's gonna make a big splash, because a lot of these physiques kind of not similar, but they're all around the same size. Yeah. So when you got a guy like Steve who stands out, that could be an advantage for him.
Yeah, I mean, the good with Steve as well, he always comes in condition. So he's big, but he brings his conditions good. Regan Grime, sorry, I actually didn't mention him, but Regan Grime, he's going to be something in a few years, definitely, because he's got all the lines, he's all the tools that he could make him something in a few years. So he has to be smart. He doesn't going to bring it all fast, and he's not going to rush it all up. Take his time, and then he will stay, I think, there for a few years. He could win the Olympia. He is definitely good with the Olympia.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, he's got what the champ have to got. So all the tools that makes him that, but he has to be smart. I think he's with Milos. He knows what he's all about. Milos, one of the best coaches over there, and he's dealt with a lot of athletes from the 90s and whatever. It's a long time ago, and he knows exactly what they're looking for. So he's in good hand, and I'm sure he will be something in the future for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, everyone actually agrees with what you're saying about Regan.
Yes.
I mean, his shape it's unreal. I mean, when you see videos of him training his back looks like, it looks photoshopped, it looks so good, If he just adds probably, 10 more pounds, 15 more pounds to that frame everywhere, with his shape everywhere, he's definitely going to be the guy to beat in the next couple of years.
100%.
And working with Milos, he's not going to push him into a bad place. He's going to have him grow the right way, keep his body the way it is, and just make it bigger. So I definitely agree with that. And yeah, so your top three is pretty similar. You got Brandon, William, and Brett. For me, it's Brandon. I think Brett, and if William shows up how he always shows up, I got him in the top three also. I still think Brett's going to beat him even if the good William shows up.
Yeah, I mean, it could, because to be honest, he's obviously Brad as well. He's got nice lines. He's got really nice to look at.
Yeah.
He's really, really nice. But we'll see. I mean, sometimes but he's in the top three, second or third.
Yeah.
It's not going to be
especially if you're a rookie.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. But I'm sure he's been working hard. We've seen the last picture they post with his coach. He's definitely brought a lot more size. But pictures, Instagrams is not the same on stage. But these coaches, they know exactly how to bring their athletes.
Exactly.
So, but the good things, we're gonna see a good show.
Yeah, for sure.
100%, a very, very good show. I'm excited. After all this time, pandemic, we haven't been in this show, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a very, very, very big one.
The first real Arnold back post-pandemic, full stage, full fans, full expos.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a great one for everyone.
But I'm not happy because there's no 212 anymore.
Well, you're the last champion of it, so
Yes,
at least you get to say I was the last Arnold 212 champ.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate to say that. We've always wanted to be more shows. Like the Arnold is this is the second biggest show after the Olympia.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what's the reason, but yeah, like what I said, for me, I'm the last, so it's always gonna be in. Remember
the history books.
Yeah,
it's written, Kamal.
Yeah, but it should. I mean, 212 should get more publicity, more looking into this, because we see the Open. I think they taken everything, but it is like it used to be just the Open. But I mean, they should focus a little bit more on 212 as well.
But I agree, because the 212 guys are showing that you guys can beat the Open guys. You guys come in. Always, I mean, I don't know anyone in 212 who really has the knock that the majority of them are always conditioned, coming perfect. You don't rarely ever see a 212 guy not peak perfectly. It's always the 212 guys come in great shape, great condition, great fullness. So I agree, they should show that more respect, because I think in a lot of ways you guys are coming in always ready to do work, and you guys are proving right now this year that you guys can stand toe to toe with them.
Oh yeah, of course.
So I mean, if that's the case, I mean, bodybuilding is a sport. It's not, you can be 300 pounds of muscle, but if the 212 pound guy looks better and is more complete, he looks better. It's bodybuilding,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
But,
it is what like we said, they proved it. I mean, we showed Sean Clarita, and there's few guys can beat it as well at the Open, and they beat the Open.
All right, guys. So we're finishing up here. We're excited to see everyone in Columbus for the Arnold. We'll be there March 4th to 6th. We're gonna have the champ with us. We're gonna have India with us. We're gonna have Chris and Whitney with us. I'm gonna be there, so come on, stop by the booth, and we'll make sure we have the champ with us. So we gotta make sure we give out some special surprises when we're there. So come visit us.
4th to the 6th of March, we're gonna be at the Arnold. So come by. I'll be there, hanging out with all the team. So you're gonna see everybody from us. And when I'm there, it's gonna be a lot of surprise. So come check it out.